Released on November 15th, 1994, Wizards of the Coast debuted the 9th set of the Magic the Gathering franchise. Dubbed Fallen Empires, this set was the 5th expansion set of the game. Fallen Empires is regarded as one of the weakest sets in the game's history, and controversy over the set's effectiveness in different formats still rages on. This set was also overprinted in comparison to previous expansion sets, making cards from the set next to worthless. The expansion symbol for Fallen Empires was the crown, and was also the last set to see the use of the tilted T tap symbol. There were two themes that stood out in this set. The first one was tribal. Each color in this set had two main creature types, along with cards that had benefits for controlling those types. The other theme was color wars, where colors would make war on itself with two major tribes for each color. 3 cycles were included in Fallen Empires. The first cycle was Artifact Boon. Each of these artifacts had a mana cost of 2 colorless mana and an activated ability that cost 1 colorless mana, tap, and sacrifice. These cards were weakened versions of the boon cards from Alpha and Beta sets. The cards were Bomb of Restoration, Conch Horn, Implements of Sacrifice, Eolipoli, and Elven Lyre. Next were the sack lands, which were land cards that came into play tapped. You could tap the land for the respective color, or you could tap the land and sacrifice it for 2 mana of that land's respective color. The lands were Ruins of Tracair, Velenite Temple, Ebon Stronghold, Dwarven Ruins, and Haven Wooden Battleground. The last cycle was the Storage Lands. These were lands that came into play tapped. You may choose to untap the land during the untap step. If you did not untap it, a storage counter was placed on the land. You tap the storage counter and remove any storage counters on the land, and you gained a number of mana of that respective color based on how many storage counters were removed. The storage lands were Icatian Store, Sand Silos, Bottomless Vault, Dwarven Hold, and Hollow Trees. The storyline takes place on the continent of Sarpedia after the Brothers' War in Antiquities. Each of the major cultures faces internal threats caused by the decreasing global temperature and cooling climate. The dwarves are attacked by the goblins and orcs, while the merfolk fight the homerids. The elves of the forest struggle against the Thalids, while the Dark Order of the Ebon Hand fights off the Thrall Revolt. Lastly, the proud soldiers of Acadia confront the opposition forces of religious zealots. The storyline would later continue in the Ice Age set. The print run of the set was placed at 375 million cards, which were sold in booster packs of 8 cards, which included 6 commons and 2 uncommons. Cards were available from the end of 1994 all the way until 1998 due to the overproduction of the Fallen Empire set. The breakdown of the set was placed at 102 total cards, with 35 cards being common, such as Combat Medic and Dwarven Soldier, and 61 uncommons including Spore Flower and Soul Exchange. Fallen Empires also include the most notable misprints of all time. Known as the Wyvern backs, these cards had the misprinted backs of another trading card game produced at the time. These misprints sell for up to $400. There were 5 notable cards from the Fallen Empire set, which included Hymn to Torog, which was a black sorcery that read, target player discards 2 cards at random. Next was High Tide, which was a blue instant card that read, until end of turn, all islands produce an additional blue mana when tapped for mana. Goblin Grenade was a red sorcery card that stated, sacrifice a goblin to have Goblin Grenade deal 5 damage to one target. Order of Labeur was a white cleric creature with 2 power and 1 toughness with protection from black, a +1 power ability, and a gained first strike ability. Lastly, Order of the Ebon Hand was a 2 power and 1 toughness black cleric creature with protection from white and the same 2 abilities as Order of Labeur. A sealed booster box of Fallen Empires is worth around $200. That is all I have today, everybody. If you like our Magic the Gathering card anthology series, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and share this video on your social media pages. Also visit us at www.facebook.com/cardbazaar361 and on Twitter at @cardbazaarCC. If you also missed our previous episode where we talk about the Dark set, please click on the link below in the description. We upload a new episode of the Card Anthology series every Saturday. We also like to give a shout out to our 2 partners that we have currently on our roster, and that is Rhino over at YoungMage and the Dunnings over at They Said We Said. They have videos over Magic the Gathering, so go ahead and check them out in the links in the description below. If you are interested in being one of our YouTube partners, please contact us on one of our social media pages, send us a direct message on our YouTube channel, or leave a comment below. This is Coach, signing out. You guys have a wonderful day.